Hey guys, what's up? Let's do our overnight betting preview for tomorrow night's games. Monday, February the 13th. We got 11 games on the schedule. I got 3 leans, but as always, we're going to break down each one of these games and see what we can expect from tomorrow night's action. First game, guys, Utah and Indiana. Indiana is a 1-point favorite. I had Indiana favored by 2.5 as my estimate. This line, guys, is very, very short, especially since we know that Indiana is one of the public teams, especially when they play at home, and they have been on a bit of a losing streak also. There's going to be some chasers lining up to play the Pacers tomorrow. I'm almost positive of this. Utah, we know, is on a road trip. They traded away Mike Conley, Malik Beasley, and Vanderbilt, 3 core players to the rotation. They inserted Colin Sexton to the starting lineup. The team is still very competitive. They got a big comeback win in Toronto. They're currently on a road trip, and the game in Toronto, they got a big win. In New York, they were competitive until the final minutes, ended up dropping that game just at the end. Very competitive. This game, guys, the line is very low. I don't expect this line to look like this tomorrow. I expect the number to be closer to what my estimate is. But we do have to keep in mind the opening number, and the opening number here is kind of showing me a possible play on Utah. It is not one of my early leans, but this is definitely a game I'm going to be looking at tomorrow for a possible play on Utah. Next game, Atlanta at Charlotte. Atlanta is a 5-point favorite. I had Atlanta favored by 5.5. Line is fairly accurate. The Hawks didn't move any pieces actually during the trade deadline, even though a few other players were mentioned in trade rumors. The team is going as is towards the final stretch. They've won a couple of straight games. They are 8th in the East. Charlotte has dropped to the bottom of the Eastern Conference, tied with Detroit for last place, 15-43. They lost 7 straight. This line, you could argue that it is a little low if you take into consideration the facts that I just said about each team. I think this line is borderline low. It could draw some money on Atlanta. Charlotte was competitive in the first half in their last game against Denver. They actually got a double-digit lead before collapsing. So they have kind of shown a few signs of a possible mini uptrend. I don't expect too much of them. During the trade deadline, they did lose Mason Plumlee and McDaniel to other teams. A possible play on the Hornets here, even though it is a tough play. The line is very short. I don't expect this line to be this low tomorrow. I think it will get bet up overnight. We'll probably see something closer to my number, maybe even a 6-point line. We'll look at it again tomorrow. Next game, Houston at Philly. Philly's a 14.5-point favorite. I had Philly favored by 14. Line is accurate. Not much to analyze here, guys. This is a David and Goliath type scenario, but NBA, guys, anything can happen. Houston almost got a W in their last game against Miami. So every once in a while, they tend to show up. Will they show up tomorrow? It's an unknown. The line is high. If I were to guess, I would guess that the majority of the money in this game would go towards Houston, even though I don't see this game being as a very popular one amongst the gambling community. Next game, San Antonio at Cleveland. Cleveland 14.5-point favorite. I had Cleveland favored by 13.5, just a point off. It's a point higher than what I had estimated. Cleveland, guys, is on a big winning streak. In their last game, they did get a little bit of a scare from the Bulls in the first half, but rallied in the second half. Ended up getting that game easily at the end. They were on the second night of back-to-back, which made the game a little tougher for them. Now they're going to have a day's rest against the lowly Spurs. Similar to the previous game between Houston and Philly, anything can happen over here, even though Cleveland is the clear-cut favorite. Next game, Denver at Miami. Miami is favored by 1.5. I had Miami favored by 1. Line is accurate over here. Also, Denver, as I mentioned earlier, they were in Charlotte in their previous game. They needed a run in the second half to dispose of Charlotte, but they did so. Jokic had another triple-double, the best player in the NBA, guys, in my opinion. He's going to be heading to Miami. Miami also got a nice win, nice comeback win in their previous game. They were playing at Orlando on the road. They were down 12 in the fourth quarter, made a big run, took the game to overtime, got the W. Miami, guys, like I've said plenty of times, is a very unpredictable team, at least for me. Very tough to handicap. This game over here can go either way. Line is accurate. We have to see the status for Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon for tomorrow. They did miss the previous game against Charlotte. Very important players, obviously, over here. If they end up not playing, I do expect Miami to be a higher favorite. This line does kind of indicate that one or maybe even both these players might be coming back tomorrow. Either you can go either way, guys. I can't put a lean on this game. Next game, Brooklyn at New York. New York is favored by 2. I had New York favored by 3, and I thought that was a little generous. I expected it maybe to be a little higher. The line is short, -2. The Knicks have been playing very well lately. They are currently 7th place with a 31-27 record. Brooklyn has shaken up the roster completely. We know that after the trading away Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. They have picked up some very, very nice pieces. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson. These were core rotation players to teams last year that made the Western Conference Finals. They are no slouches. Very good team, and if you add them to the rest of the guys on Brooklyn, they have some good shooters, good defenders. They don't have any superstars, but they have a lot of high-quality players, and a lot of them. This game does look tricky to me. I expect with this low number, if it stays like this tomorrow, the money will be coming in on New York. I am certain of this. This is going to be one of my leans for tomorrow. Possible lean on Brooklyn. Brooklyn with the +2. I'm guessing this line is going to be a little higher tomorrow, but the lean is on Brooklyn. The opening number, guys, is very, very low. Next game, Orlando at Chicago. Chicago's favored by 5. At Chicago, favored by 4.5. Half point off. Pretty accurate for the most part, though. Chicago, we know, is a pretty good home team. But at home, guys, we know they are very, very good against some of the top teams of the league, and against some of the weaker teams, they can play down to competition. Orlando here, we know what they're capable of, but like I've also mentioned in a lot of my previous videos, they're a young team that is having trouble with consistency. I do expect the majority of the people to probably go on Orlando to run with the Magic in this game. But it's tough to bet on the Bulls, guys, these days. They are the favorite, and if I had to pick a side, I'd probably go with the Bulls with the -5. Not an early lean, but that's probably what I'd go with. Next game, New Orleans at Oklahoma City. OKC is a 2.5 point favorite. I did not expect this. I had Oklahoma favored by 1.5. I might be a little over-exaggerating in my line, considering the fact that New Orleans lately has not been playing very well, and they got their 3-game winning streak snapped in their previous game to Cleveland. Cleveland, of course, on fire, nothing to be ashamed of, losing in that game, but they did get the L. Oklahoma City has won 2 straight, and they got a nice win in their last game against Portland. And the previous game before that, in LeBron's record-setting game, they got the W in that game too. 2 very nice wins on the road. They're going to be coming back home, where they are a very good team. This 2.5 points, I think, guys, is a little high. Even though I know a lot of people love betting the Thunder, I think they're going to find the +2.5 on New Orleans as a very attractive side. I'm going to be leaning with the Thunder in this game. We're going to see what this line looks like again tomorrow. I have a feeling it might be a little lower. We might see this at -2. If we see it higher, this is going to be an almost guaranteed bet for me with the Thunder. Next game, Minnesota at Dallas. Dallas 7.5 point favorite. I had Dallas favored by 7. Dallas in their previous game, they played against the Sacramento Kings. That was the first game that Kyrie and Luka played together. They lost that game. It was kind of a strange game. You could see the players were a little out of sorts, but no question. There's no question in my mind that Dallas is going to be there at the end. They have a very, very good roster. Those two players are undoubtedly, in my opinion, the best backcourt in the league right now. I do expect them to beat the Timberwolves, but we know Dallas guys at home. They are a little bit tough to bet on. They don't cover too many spreads at home. I could see them winning this game. Timberwolves possibly getting the cover. It's not an early lean because the line is accurate, but I will take a look at it again tomorrow. Next game, Lakers at Portland. Portland favored by 2.5. I had Portland favored by 3.5. I thought they'd be a little bit higher. They are a point lower. Portland, like I mentioned a little earlier, they have been struggling. And during the trade deadline, the team gave no help. Damian Lillard. I'm sure he's feeling disappointed and frustrated. They lost to the Thunder, 138 to 129. A tough loss for Portland. This was a game on the schedule that they really needed. They did not get it. They dropped that, and currently they are in a very difficult position in the standings. They have dropped out of the playout tournament position. They were in the 10th spot. They have now dropped to 12th. If the playoffs were to start today, they'd be out of the playout tournament. Very disappointing. I think this spot right here, guys, against the Lakers could be tricky. LeBron has not played in the team's last two games ever since he broke the record. Reports coming out that his foot is hurting a lot. There's a high chance that he probably won't be playing tomorrow either. But guys, I think this is not gonna stop the Lakers from being competitive and probably winning this game. Call me a conspiracy theorist also, but I think the league is going to start pushing the Lakers. They're going to want to get them in the playoffs. And with the trades that they made, they might not need that much help. They have improved their roster. Got a really nice win in Golden State in their previous game. I expect them to double up those wins against a very lackluster and fading team like Portland. The Lakers are going to be another lean of mine for tomorrow. Next game, Golden State at Washington. I had Golden State favored by 5 in this game. This was 4 just a little while ago. I see it has dropped down to 3.5. A very, very short line, guys, for Golden State. We know Washington. They are capable, of course, and they have won a couple straight games. This line does kind of show me that Kyle Kuzma will probably be back in the lineup, or else it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that the public's going to be jumping all over this minus 3.5 on Golden State, especially after they dropped their previous game to the Lakers. This is not an official lean of mine, but I will definitely be looking at a possible play on Washington tomorrow. Anyways, guys, these are the 11 games that we have for tomorrow. My early leans are on the Lakers with the plus 2.5, Brooklyn plus 2, OKC minus 2.5. These are the 3 games that I have separated from the others, even though there are a lot of interesting matchups tomorrow. I think we're going to have some opportunity. Anyways, guys, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. As you can see, guys, on the top of the screen, I have a link to my Telegram and my Twitter. If you guys want to follow me, I always post my final plays on both of these platforms. If you guys are interested, you can sign up. There's no strings attached, just free. It's just a couple of platforms that I can update in real time. We know YouTube. I do the videos a lot earlier than the games start, before tip-off. And as always, guys, you know there's a lot of late information always coming in. I update these plays closer towards tip-off. And anyways, guys, also, guys, over here on YouTube, if you're interested, you can subscribe to my channel over here. Hit the notification. Make sure to hit the notification bell. I do 2 videos a day with my overnight betting preview video, like this video I've done right here, and my video on the same day as the games, where I provide picks and analysis for the picks. And that's it, guys. That's all I have for you right now. Have a good rest, and I'll see you all tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Later.